No.
Happy Friday, gamers. We made it to the first week of my brand new YouTube channel. I'm so excited to be here with you all, creating awesome content, doing cool stuff here at Phoenix Coding Academy. Once again, I'm Mr. V at PCA. That's the name of my channel. We're going to come up with a better name someday, I promise. It's very, very bland. I'll have like an awesome nickname or something. So here we go. We got a game going. So this episode is going to be all about functions, or this concept of encapsulation or abstraction. Those are kind of different words you'll hear for it in computer science, and it's really important that we use functions. It's a way to organize our code. It's a way to make our code more readable, more maintainable, and just all around better. So how do functions work? So this green on code.org is where functions are going to be. And we're going to start by, we're going to try and take, one of the golden rules in computer science is never repeat code. So like, if you have the same code in two different places, that's a good sign that you should be using a function. So for example, on our flower code here, remember we put this, I copied and pasted up here. Don't copy and paste things, make a function instead. So we're gonna call this function reset flower, and I'm gonna take this code and put it inside there. Now where I previously had that code, I'm going to what's called call the function. So this is creating a function and this is calling the function. And then here I can get rid of this code and I can call the reset flower function. So my game has not changed at all. All I did was take code that I had the same exact code in two different places. I put it into a function and then I called that function in the two places that I wanted that code to get run. The cool thing about this is, let's say someday I don't want the flower to appear on the right-hand side of the screen. So I'm going to change the random number just to be 0 to 200, so it only appears on the left-hand side. Now, instead of having to find everywhere where I wrote random number 0 to 200, I changed my code in one spot, and everywhere I called that function, it changed. So instead of having to, as our code bases get bigger and more complicated, using functions makes our lives much, much easier. So get in the habit now of organizing your code into functions. So we're gonna create a few more functions here. So we're gonna try and find some common, I don't know, what's a name for this code? This is the B movement, so I'm gonna call this B movement. So all the left and right arrow keys is gonna go into a B movement function. And again, nothing changes, but my code is more organized. And then what is this code doing? Let's try and give it a name. If B is touching flower, flower, flower. I might as well just call this flower management. I'm just going to call this function flower management. And I'm going to put all of this code inside of the function. And then I'll call the function up here. Flower management. All right, and I hit run, and nothing changed in my code. Or from a user's perspective, everything looks the same. But from a programmer's perspective, a lot has changed. Now, all I have to do really is look at this draw loop, and I can try to understand what's going on in our game. So what happens? I draw a white background. I set my text size to be 20. I draw a text bubble storing the score, and then I call flower management and B movement. So I know that there's some functions happening with my flower, there's something my B can move and draw sprites. So this makes our code much easier to understand, and then and it abstracted away the details. So abstraction is this keyword that's very confusing, but you're going to hear it over and over and over again in your computer science career. And once you figure it out, boom, big brain moment. We abstracted away the details. It's not cringe. I can say that. All right, if you cringed, it's fine. Hit the dislike button. But if you didn't, then like and subscribe to my channel. Oh man, it's Friday, guys. I'm doing my thing here. But really, that was all I wanted to introduce for this episode was functions. I know I didn't add a lot of content to the game, but our code is much more organized. So when we come back next week and we do some cooler stuff to this game, make it a little more fun, then we will, our code will be more organized. So it'll be easier for us to complete the next things we're going to want to do, because it's about to get real complicated in our code if we take this where we want to take it. Make it, maybe we can have multiple levels, multiple enemies, multiple bees. We could go multiplayer on this. I don't know, whatever you want to see. Again, hit up the comments. But once again, happy Friday, Pythons. Just a quick episode today, all about functions, encapsulation, abstraction, those big keywords. Have a great weekend. I know you'll miss me. I'll be back on Monday.